Hello there, all my beautiful Cancer and Cancer rising people. Love you guys and welcome to 2017. This is going to be a forecast for what's the major things coming up this year and for February 2017. So we've started out the year strong. We have this new moon coming in Aquarius. So we are kicking off what the Chinese call the start of the year and the change into the fire rooster year. And we just came out of a fire monkey year. So talk about fire. Fire is enthusiastic, it's fast moving, it's brash, it's courageous. We need to be ready to take steps, take action on opportunities. And the rooster, you think about a rooster prancing around the hen house kind of thing. It's a real prideful, vain kind of sign. It likes a lot of attention. I'm trying to get my notes over here. It likes a lot of attention, and it has courage. It's very forthright and speaks the truth, very blunt in that respect. So you think about 2017, it's a year that converts numerology-wise to a 1 year. We're coming out of a 9 year. So this is the year for new starts. Now, Uranus is super strong this year. It is opposing Jupiter. We've already had one opposition right around the holidays. It was the day after Christmas and Hanukkah. And we have more coming. March the 2nd will be another one. Uranus is strong, strong, strong. It's change. It's awakening. It's authenticity. So this is about us now breaking out. We have all the support that we need. We've got a grand fire trine in the sky that's going to be activated during the eclipse times. We've got Saturn in a fire sign of Sagittarius, and we've got Uranus in Aries. And then we have, of course, the eclipses in Leo and Aquarius. So this force is allowing us to push forward and support us in this change of what we want to bring forward. So it really is an exciting year, and we have to be ready to grasp that. Now, big things are coming up for you too, Cancer. Cancer, the top of your chart here, that's your 10th house. 10th house relates to how you're seen in the public. It is your role in the public, it's your career, it's your reputation, it's how people see you. So with Venus going retrograde in this section, Venus will be going retrograde March the 4th through April the 15th. During that time, and the midway point is March the 25th. That's when the sun and Venus come together. This is when it's a point when Venus is closest to the Earth. So this is a very high pointed time for us to really be getting deep inside of ourselves. Venus is the ruler of our money, what we want, what we desire, our relationships. All of this stuff vibrates from within us. So what you think about, you bring about. What you vibe becomes your tribe. So manifestation, and this is what I work on during my coaching practice with you and with clients in coaching packages, is helping you to work and to manifest. That is working with the energies, calling in this. So whatever you're most thinking about is what you are bringing about. So that's why this working on the inside is the most important thing. Venus is beauty. So during this time, no work to be done on plastic surgery, self-improvements. It's not going to work. It's not a great time for anything Venus. Marriages, doing personal makeovers, doing personal plastic surgery, like I said. This is a time to go within. Venus in Aries says, what do I want? What is important for me? What are my personal desires that hold me accountable to who I am and where I'm going? What makes me unique? And with the eclipses in Leo and Aquarius, it's going to be a great time for us to sort out what could be holding us back from being who we want to be. Perhaps we're embarrassed. Perhaps, we're worried too much about what other people are thinking. What is holding you back from bringing forth what makes you shine, what's in your heart? Because that's where Venus was retrograde the last time, the summer of 2015. That's where we are right now. We are in a Venus wholeness. We are in celebration of all the accomplishments that we took on to bring us to where we are right now. What piece of us are you bringing out, that we're bringing out to humanity, because we came here to share? All right, so we're going to be going through that whole process again. Venus goes within, so this is a time to work on the inside beauty, work on what you need from the inside out. Great time to prepare for new relationships, March the 4th through April the 15th, in preparation mode. Work on your self-esteem issues, work on your strengths, work on, you know, whatever mantras that are you personally, so that you can move forward. Mars is helping us. Mars is in Aries as well. Venus is going to sit back into your into your 9th house. So when it goes back into the 9th house, it has to do with foreign travels, things that you're learning. Maybe you needed some higher education, or maybe you're just going back to get Venus slips into Pisces to get re-energized through vision, through dreams, like what we're dreaming about, how we're connecting to what we want on a bigger level. So it's part of the unconscious in that way. Subconscious, unconscious, collective consciousness. So it's what we can't see, we're connecting with, because there is no time in real matters. Time is only relative between the past, the present, and the future, right? And so during this time in your career sector, you're going to be redeveloping what you want in your career, what you need to be going forward. So this is all churning up in you. So maybe things, you're being restructured in that area of how you're seen in your career, what you want out of your career, how, what you need to advance in this area. But it's all very personal to all of us because it's Aries. All right, so the eclipses in 2017 are Leo and Aquarius. Is that opposition? North Node Leo. North Node Leo is your 2nd house. There's going to be a full moon coming up there on February the 10th. It's the 10th? I'm sorry. I have so many dates in my head. February the 10th. So there's a full moon there, February the 10th. This is a seed that was planted last August about potentially creating new forms of income, new self-esteem. This is an emotional time when it's a lunar eclipse, bringing this all to a head about your financial position. All right, how are you making money? How are you going to make more money? How do you feel secure with what you have? Your values. How do you value yourself? What values are you bringing forth? And working on that. This is going to be triggered by Mars, April the 8th through the 10th. Mars is going to be getting to a point where it's actually going to trigger this eclipse, and it was triggered already December 29th in preceding this eclipse. So whatever was going on then, so perhaps you're having some emotional issues regarding your own personal finances. Well, don't worry, you've got Mars coming into that area. It's going to be really activating your career zone. Mars is going to be going into your 10th house on January the 28th, bringing lots of activity, lots of action to this area. This is where the push is. This is where the energy is. And when Mars goes into Aries, it's really pushing forward. But you're going to have to watch out for potential arguments with people that you're working with or out in the public, appearing too brash, arguing with your boss. Keep it on the calm side there. What else big for the year? Of course, you've got Saturn. Wherever Saturn is in the chart, Saturn has been in your 6th house for quite a while. It's going to stay in there through December the 17th of 2017. December 17th. December 2017, but I think it's actually the 21st. It's right before Christmas, and basically then it goes into your 7th house of partnerships, and it is the 19th actually. So just know in December it's going to be moving into your partnership zone. This is the public as well. So you may be having to, you're basically getting, this is when you get serious about a relationship, get serious about a partnership. You may be having some difficulties, work through them. This is a time to get mature in this area. Saturn teaches you, you learn. Saturn gives you some tools to work with. You use the tools. Saturn gives you the feedback. Saturn gives you the grade. You get what you put in wherever Saturn is. We're learning in that area. If you're married, your partner might be going through some tough times at that time. They're working really hard. You need to support them more. You work on your relationship, your partnership. You may be meeting with, the public can be creating some difficulties for you, or you may be called to work with the public more. So you have to get over your fear of the public, but just putting you out there. Saturn in your 6th house, where it is now, has been getting you more in line with your health, having to look at how you take care of yourself, your daily routine, your fitness routine, and how that supports good health. It's going to stay there all the way through 2017, so make sure that you're attending to that. So those are the big things for 2017 for you, Cancer and Cancer rising. So we'll go to the new moon that's coming. The new moon is going to be in Aquarius on January the 27th. That's your 8th house. This is your house of partnership funds. This is money that you owe the people. So make sure you're taking a look at your finances. Where can you trim it up? If you need to redo your mortgage, take a look at that. If you need to get your taxes done, take a look at that. It's new opportunities whenever there's a new moon, so you see something going on. This new moon is quite supported. It's supported by nice aspects to both Jupiter and because that's in trine and an air sign, and it's supported by Saturn, by sextile, and Uranus by sextile. And we've got, so it's a very supported time, but it's a time where your 8th house needs to take a look at. So where are you investing your money? How are you spending it? Looking at your budget, partnership funds, how your partner, how he or she is making funds. Business partnerships, how you're settling up, taking care of that, divorce settlements that you have to make. But it's new here. It's a new moon. It's new opportunities for you to get that sorted out. It's also intimacy, how you're dealing with intimacy with your partner. So working on improving that area of your life as well. This new moon is fortified with a Leo rising, and that's actually the chart of the new moon. So it says this is a time to bring forth who you are, your creative efforts forward. So get on with it. The new moon is supported by Uranus and Saturn. Those are the rulers of that new moon, and I'll talk more about it when I talk about in the weekly videos. But just so you know, those are in very big support, so that's good as well going forward. So let's get on with what's important for you. These are big days, so make sure you note these down in your journal. January the 28th, we've got Mars now going into your 10th house. Mars in your 10th house, like I said, that's big. It's going to start all the energy moving there. Also, Mercury on January the 28th gets back to 15 degrees of Capricorn. You just had a new moon in your 7th house of partnerships. New moon of partnerships, new moon of relationships with your partner. New seeds there, working with the public, all of that stuff. But when Mercury meets with Pluto, and Mercury has been in that sector, it is a planning time. When Mercury went retrograde, it didn't have a chance to get up to Pluto. So now we know what we need to know. We've got the information, and we can go forward with a more focused plan that's going to get us where we need to go. So keep that in mind. As we get moving along here, Mercury joins with Pluto then on the 29th. We get to first quarter on February the 3rd. First quarter is important. It is taking a step out. So whatever new moon brought you on the 27th in your 8th house of joint financial concerns and intimacy, you're going to be taking a step out at this time. Venus also goes into Aries. This is a time more outer. Excuse me. This is a more outer time for you because the planets are rising. Excuse me, in your chart. And Venus up at the top of your chart blesses you. It gives you opportunity. It sweetens the area that it visits. It visits your career, your reputation. So use that. So February the 6th, we've got Jupiter stationing. It goes to sleep for a little while. It's not as strong. It's not your ruler, so you don't have to worry about it as much, but it's in your 4th house. Jupiter down in your 4th house sector has been protecting you there, giving you benefits from the home life, how it's expanding, how it fortifies you, how it's creating protection about where you want to go in your life. So that is working for you. And it's in a nice opportunity aspect to both Saturn in your 6th of health and work, and this full moon lunar eclipse coming up in the middle of February on the 10th. And that's also a nice opportunity aspect. So just stay aligned. You have to keep, thoughts are things. So the most important thing for 2017, if you do one thing, get your mindset sorted out so that if it ever goes into the negative, that you have a way to bring it back. Fortify through positive statements to yourself about your strengths, about what you like about yourself, what you're good at. Talk well about yourself, because your mind hears you, and then your mind believes you, and you start to manifest this. Talk well about yourself. Cancer and Cancer risings tend to be on a little emotional tiff, because you're ruled by the moon. So anytime the moon is making aspects, you're feeling that, right? And especially at the eclipses, it's more heightened for you and emotional. Cancers are kind, loving people who take care of others before themselves. Your time. Make sure you're taking care of you, your self-care, and then you have more to give and to nurture others. Remember that. So let's move on. Mercury is moving into your 8th house on February the 7th. Your thoughts and your thinking now go into this financial picture that this new moon had cast with seed. Your finances, taxes, what you have to get done around any bills that you owe, credit card, start paying that stuff down, taking a look at that, okay? February the 10th, we have this full moon in your 2nd house of money. Your 2nd house is the money that you make, okay? So there's going to be some emotional issues around here. It's a time to release, and it's a time of full bloom. It's a time of, things show up, but the eclipses tend to bring to our awareness things that we need to see. It can be a time of reorientation, restructuring, liberation. Whatever you are doing, and this depends on your age, in February and August of 1998, we are repeating that now. That's what's being repeated during this eclipse time. So just note that as well. And again, this eclipse is going to be triggered April the 8th and 10th. So it's all about your finances this month. Get it together, but Venus and Mars are helping you out because they're moving up into your 10th house to push things forward. Stay in line with what you want to do. Don't be fearful, and talk well about yourself so that you keep up that sense of self-esteem. It's important. February the 18th, we have the sun moving into Pisces. It goes into your 9th house. Now the energy is moving into things at a distance, long distance travel. Possibly you're taking like a little bit of a trip, or you're getting more education because what you found out you want to do in your career requires you to go back to school, or you get an offer that requires you to take on more studies, or maybe a certification. That's the sun in that area. And we're not done the eclipses there, because we're going to have an eclipse there also on February the 26th. So February 26th and 27th are big days. It's the last solar eclipse in Pisces. It's a water sign like yourself. It's going to be triggered, I told you, April the 30th through May the 2nd by Mars. So whatever is being eclipsed here, this 9th house stuff, this has been going on for the last year and a half. The eclipses in Pisces and Virgo have to do with, so this 9th house, 3rd house has to do with travel, long distance, short distance, moving around, getting education, learning communication. All of these subjects, they're going to be coming up again. And so the Mars days that you need to watch out for, put these down in your planner. February the 22nd and February 26th, 27th. Mars squaring Pluto on the 22nd from your 10th house to your 7th house. Don't let this be about control issues with your conversations. Let it be about taking a step out to go and get done what you need to. Whatever you put in plan around October the 19th when Mars and Pluto came together, let this be your step out at this time. But watch arguments that are control related. And then when Mars meets with Uranus, again, this is like when there was the bomb going off in Boston. This was Mars and Uranus. This is sudden energy in Aries. Watch out for sudden eruptions at work or arguments. Let it be about a surprise. Big things can be happening. Let it be about something that it's a surprise going on. Just be wary of that. So don't be pushing too much on this day. And just, if you have to be on the defensive, be on the defensive. But and don't think about it in a bad way. You know, Mars is about pushing us forward. So Uranus up in your 10th house says, be authentic here. But it also says there's changes. There's been a lot of changes in your career. So be on the lookout for that and where you're going. So big Mercury days, write these down. So if you have some planning to do, Mercury is supported. This has to do with your 8th house of finances. February 16th, 20th, 21st, and 23rd. Mercury is going to be making aspects to some of the major planets during that time. So those are days when your mindset is going to be right for new ideas, getting stable in those ideas, pushing forward with new ideas that can help you out, and moving forward. So the mind will be bright during those days. So if you have to come up with plans, you have to come up with new ideas, anything that's pushing you forward, those will be great days for that. So I always end with a few things just on the crystals and the oil, so I'll keep that going. Just one of them I'm going to bring out this time is obsidian. I'm actually wearing an obsidian bracelet from Love 13. I'll give them a shout out. Heather Wells is amazing, great artist. Saturn, this is the root chakra. Obsidian is not only grounding, but it's about protection. So Saturn is about our root chakra as well, kind of as Mars is. It's the courage, but it's also the grounding part of who we are. It's a centering stone. And then essential oils for this time of Aquarius, some good ones to think about opening up more emotionally or to allow your mind, because this is an intellectual sign, more visionary. Frankincense is amazing. It's very healing as well to the body. But rose, ylang-ylang, frankincense, lavender, elemi, angelica, getting some of those, diffusing some of those will help put you in the energy. And Saturn is very strong right now. Thank you so much for watching. Please share, please subscribe so you get the messages. I'm grateful for you all. Reach out to me, email me, kk@kkastrology.com for your personal success coaching, where we take a look at your own self-awareness and transformation through deeper self-awareness into 2017 and what that means for you. Have a great month.